Chip round pair this week, 25 and 26.
And all of the contestants today told us that lane 25 hooked a lot more than 26.
Outstanding, consistent performer on the senior tour. John Handegard still looking for his first PBA title or seniors title.
But he's made the top 24 11 consecutive times. He just keeps giving himself opportunities. He's hoping that tonight is the night.
With 3 games remaining last evening, Jimmy Certain was either 8th or 9th. Made a big-time run, defeated Tito Simez in the position round game just to get to the number 5 position as he opens up with a soft 10 on lane 26.
Jimmy probably throws more hook than any of the other contestants tonight. He'll go around more. That ball came in behind the head pin, and you leave a lot of soft 10s when you do that. Switches balls to something much harder. Will throw hard and straight at his spares.
Cross lane, no problem with the 10.
Jimmy, 5-step player, holds the ball out. Now he pushes the ball, goes down, pretty good timing, shoulder high backswing, bends forward at the end there, a little shotgun follow through, which we wouldn't necessarily recommend if we were teaching, but he makes it work for him.
Certain with the Payne Stewart look here this evening.
Yes, in his knickers. He took a lot of ribbing in the practice balls with those.
Reaches out, ball comes charging back, and with the fist held high, Certain strikes in the second.
Like I say, I really think Jimmy has the advantage in this match because he's into the oil more and going around. Watch, he's starting the ball in close probably to the 3rd arrow. Let's see where it goes over. Well, actually it was closer to the 2nd arrow. Swings it out to about the 5th board and it comes back.
Handegard right up the track. And so John Handegard starts with a double.
And it really didn't look like he got out of that ball clean at all. It looked like it hung on his thumb and he got it out on the lane and it still wound up in the pocket.
John not only competing on the PBA Senior Tour, but on the regular tour as well. Averaged nearly 220 this week. Rolls it up and he leaves the 245. Interestingly enough, Michael, when I was chatting with John during the practice session, you said by far and away the 245 was the toughest spare for him to make this week.
Well, we'll see how he plays it. Guys usually have the option, Dan, of playing it off of their strike line or maybe moving left and throwing hard and straight right at the 2-pin. Pretty hard. He's not going to get there. Well, he talked himself into that one.
Not a good shot for Handegard in the 3rd, who now trails in the match by 7 as his wife looks on, obviously with concern after the open in the 3rd.
Jimmy, though, you know, if you were a betting man, you would bet that he's going to jump all over that open.
Trying to double up. And he shakes the light hit around, so Certain now leads by 17, could extend it to 23 if he throws a strike on lane 25.
He's lined up on both lanes then. He's into that oil, in deeper, swinging it out and around. We see there the open frame is disastrous, whether you're bowling on the national tour, the senior tour, or bowling in leagues. He knows it's coming in light. That's why he's moving left. There's his reaction.
Trying to make it 3 in a row, and he does with a solid flush hit. So it's a 27-pin lead for Jimmy Certain, who has strung strikes in the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th. We'll be back with more from Weber St. Charles Lanes right after this.
Shot than the one in the 2nd frame. It was a cleaner release, but the ball rolled just a freckle earlier and left that 4-pin.
I thought you were going to say a scotch.
Oh, a smidge.
What we're talking about, folks, is like a board, maybe an inch, just to clarify things. After missing the 2-4-5, the 4-pin looks a lot easier.
Well, I think he's mentally blocked on that 2-4-5, Dan. I always try to approach that as I always try to approach the 2-4-5, that if I was going to miss it, I was going to chop it. As we take a look at the mayor of St. Charles.
#1 bowling fan, the Honorable Grace Nichols. Nice of her to stop by for the championship round this evening. Much better shot on lane 25. So Handegard with an X in the 5th. Still trails by 27. There's Grace. Jimmy Certain working on 3 in a row. Very animated Jimmy Certain.
He gets into it. Sends it out. And the old equalizer. That's where generally the head pin goes in front of the 5 or in front of the 7, and the 5 pin goes behind it. We'll take a look at it here as he starts the ball inside about the 12th, 13th board, sends it out to about the 6. Now watch the head pin and the 5. Head pin went in front of the 7, and the 5 never got to it.
Tries to double hit the 10 to maybe bounce it out, but that won't happen. So an open frame for Certain in the 5th. Yeah, that changes this one considerably. Jimmy now leads by 13.
And Handegard working on a strike. He can get right back in this match now.
How quickly it changes. Both players now with an open frame.
A little soft. Right in the pocket, though.
Certain with a gaze that time on lane 25. I think he felt like he was robbed on the right-hand lane, leaving the 7-10.
Yeah, he kind of stared down those pins a little bit. Big shot coming in for Handegard. Jimmy stares at that strike, says that should be 5 in a row.
Meanwhile, Handegard trying to double up, a little slow on the speed, down on one knee, but it will do him no good as he leaves the big 4.
It's been John's trouble throughout his history on television is he is such a perfectionist and tries to make such fine shots that he rolled this ball well. He just got it right early. See, it's right at that second arrow. It's biting right now. It's dead. And no break. 6, and he's going to get probably 8 out.
Tries to give it a run.